Right now, as you are watching this, a monster storm is forming over the northern plains that is about to unleash the biggest blizzard of the entire year across the upper Midwest. We are talking about 2 to 3 feet of snow burying cities from South Dakota to Michigan. But here's the twist that almost nobody is talking about. At the exact same time, the desert Southwest is about to experience temperatures that have never been recorded in the month of March. Ever. Phoenix could hit 105 degrees. Los Angeles could hit 100 degrees. This is not a summer forecast. This is happening in March. And sandwiched right between the blizzard and the heat wave, a violent, severe weather outbreak with potential tornadoes is targeting the East Coast in a way that meteorologists almost never see. Over 14 million people are in the direct path of blizzard conditions. Millions more face dangerous, severe thunderstorms, and tens of millions in the Southwest need to prepare for heat that belongs in July, not mid-March. Here is what I promise you in this video. I am going to give you the exact timeline for every single phase of this storm system. I am going to tell you when it starts in your area, when it peaks, and when it ends. I am going to cover more than 270 cities and locations across America so you know exactly what to expect where you live. And at the 5-minute mark, I am going to reveal the one city that could see the most extreme conditions out of this entire event, and it is not the city you think. So do not go anywhere. But first, drop a comment right now telling me where you are watching from. I am going to be checking the comments and giving personalized forecasts for as many of you as I can. Seriously, type your city and state right now. I want to hear from you. All right, let us start with the big picture, because understanding how all of this connects is the key to understanding why this storm is so dangerous. Right now, we are looking at one of the most extreme jet stream patterns we have seen all year. Picture a river of air flowing about 5 miles above your head from west to east across the country. Normally, that river flows in a fairly smooth, gentle wave pattern, but right now that river has gone absolutely haywire. It is buckling into a massive ridge of high pressure over California and the desert Southwest, and then it is crashing down into a deep trough over the central and eastern United States. That buckle is what is creating all three of these extreme weather events simultaneously. The ridge over the west is trapping hot air and sending temperatures skyrocketing. The trough over the east is pulling bitter cold air straight down from Canada, and right where those two air masses collide, we get the explosive storm system that is going to produce the blizzard, the severe weather, and everything in between. This is a textbook amplified meridional pattern, and it is one of the most dramatic examples of it we have seen this year. Now here is where it gets really interesting, and this is the part I do not want you to miss. The height values in the upper atmosphere over California are reaching 594 decameters. For those of you who are not meteorologists, let me put that in perspective. That is a summertime reading. That is the kind of number we see in July during major heat waves. The all-time record for those readings is usually in the 600 range, and that only happens during the most exceptional heat events of summer. We are hitting 594 in March. That should tell you everything you need to know about how unusual this pattern is. And on the flip side, the trough digging into the central United States is equally impressive. It is pulling a deep fetch of Arctic air all the way from central Canada straight into the heart of America. When that cold air crashes into the warm, moist air surging north from the Gulf of Mexico, the atmosphere literally explodes. That collision is what creates the blizzard on the cold side and the severe thunderstorms on the warm side. Same storm system, two completely different disasters happening simultaneously. All right, now let us get into the specifics because I know that is what you are here for. Let us start with the blizzard because it is already beginning to take shape as I record this. The timeline for the blizzard starts Saturday night. Right now, on Friday the 13th, we have a powerful system already causing chaos across the Ohio Valley. An 85-mile-per-hour hurricane-force wind gust was recorded in Cleveland. Multiple semi-trucks have been blown over on the highways. Schools have been closed and damaged. Roofs have been torn off buildings. Hundreds of thousands of people are already without power across Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, and Kentucky. And this is just the opening act. The energy from this system is going to feed directly into the main event that kicks off Saturday night. Here is your timeline for the blizzard, broken down hour by hour and city by city. I am going to start in the west and work my way east so everyone can follow along. Montana. The snow begins Saturday afternoon around 2 or 3 in the afternoon Mountain Time. By Saturday evening at 6, you are looking at steady, moderate snowfall across western and central Montana. Billings, Great Falls, Helena, all seeing snow beginning to accumulate. Missoula will pick up the snow a bit earlier, around noon on Saturday, with the heaviest snow falling between 4 in the afternoon and midnight. Total accumulations for most of Montana will range from 4 to 8 inches, with higher amounts in the mountains. The snow tapers off by Sunday morning around 6 in the morning. Now let us move east into the Dakotas because this is where things start getting serious. North Dakota. Bismarck sees the snow arrive Saturday evening around 7. Dickinson picks it up even earlier, around 5 in the afternoon. By Sunday morning at 2, Dickinson already has 7 inches on the ground and it is still coming down hard. Fargo sees the snow start around midnight Saturday night going into Sunday. Grand Forks picks it up around 1 in the morning Sunday. The heaviest snow for North Dakota falls between midnight Saturday and noon Sunday. Wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour will create blowing and drifting snow with near zero visibility. Total accumulations for Bismarck 8 to 14 inches. Dickinson 10 to 16 inches. Fargo 6 to 10 inches. Grand Forks 5 to 8 inches. Minot 8 to 12 inches. The snow begins to taper in western North Dakota by Sunday afternoon but continues in the east through Sunday night. Do not travel. Interstate 94 will be extremely dangerous from Saturday night through Monday morning. South Dakota, this is ground zero for the blizzard. A blizzard warning is in effect from central South Dakota into the northeastern part of the state. Sioux Falls sees snow beginning around midnight Saturday night. Rapid City picks up snow Saturday afternoon, but amounts stay lighter at 3 to 6 inches. Pierre gets hammered starting around 8 in the evening Saturday. Aberdeen sees the heavy stuff begin around 10 at night Saturday. The peak of the blizzard for South Dakota is Sunday morning through Sunday evening. Sioux Falls could see 12 to 18 inches. Pierre 10 to 14 inches. Aberdeen 12 to 16 inches. Watertown 14 to 20 inches. Huron 12 to 18 inches. Mitchell 10 to 14 inches. Brookings 12 to 16 inches. Wind gusts will reach 50 to 60 miles per hour, creating complete whiteout conditions. Interstate 90 will be impassable. Do not attempt travel. Minnesota. Here is where this storm reaches its maximum intensity. The Twin Cities, Minneapolis, and St. Paul, this storm has you directly in the crosshairs. Snow begins in western Minnesota around 8 in the evening Saturday. St. Cloud sees it start around 10 at night. The Twin Cities pick up the snow around midnight Saturday night going into Sunday. By Sunday morning at 2, St. Cloud already has 7 to 8 inches. Rochester sees snow start around 2 in the morning Sunday. Duluth picks it up around midnight. Now here is the critical part for Minnesota. The heaviest snowfall rates are going to occur between Sunday morning at 6 and Sunday evening at 6. During this 12-hour window, snowfall rates in the Twin Cities will exceed 2 to 3 inches per hour. That is extraordinary. That means in just 6 hours, you could see over a foot of snowfall. The peak of the storm for Minneapolis is Sunday late morning through Sunday afternoon. Winds will be gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour during the heaviest snow, creating true blizzard conditions with visibility near zero. Total accumulations for Minnesota. Minneapolis and St. Paul 15 to 21 inches, with some models pushing toward 24 inches. St. Cloud 14 to 20 inches. Rochester 10 to 14 inches. Duluth 12 to 16 inches. Mankato 8 to 12 inches. Eau Claire 10 to 16 inches. Brainerd 12 to 18 inches. Marshall 8 to 12 inches. Wilmar 10 to 14 inches. International Falls 8 to 12 inches with temperatures plunging to 7 below zero after the storm passes. Moorhead 8 to 12 inches. The snow for the Twin Cities begins tapering Sunday night but does not fully stop until Monday morning. And then behind the storm, temperatures crash into the single digits Sunday night and into Monday. Any moisture on the roads will flash freeze instantly. Let me pause here for a critical safety message. If you are in Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, or western Wisconsin, please do not drive Sunday. Please do not drive Sunday night. Emergency crews will not be able to reach you if you get stranded. Have your phones charged, have blankets, water, and food ready. If you lose power, and there is a very real chance you will with 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, you need a plan to stay warm. This is a life safety situation. Now continuing east into Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is going to get absolutely buried. Wisconsin. This is where the storm truly goes off the charts. Snow begins in western Wisconsin around midnight Saturday night. La Crosse and Eau Claire see it start between 11 at night Saturday and 1 in the morning Sunday. Madison picks up the snow around 3 in the morning Sunday. Milwaukee sees it start around 5 in the morning Sunday. Green Bay around 4 in the morning Sunday. Here is where it gets extreme. As the low-pressure system tracks across the Great Lakes, it is going to pull incredibly cold air over the relatively warmer lake surfaces. This creates lake-enhanced snowfall that supercharges the already heavy snow. Northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan are going to see snowfall amounts that are almost hard to believe. Total accumulations for Wisconsin: Madison 6 to 10 inches, Milwaukee 5 to 8 inches, Green Bay 10 to 16 inches, Eau Claire 12 to 18 inches, La Crosse 10 to 14 inches, Wausau 16 to 24 inches, Rhinelander 20 to 30 inches, Crandon 24 to 36 inches, Superior 14 to 20 inches, Appleton 8 to 14 inches, Oshkosh 8 to 12 inches, Fond du Lac 6 to 10 inches, Janesville 4 to 6 inches, Kenosha 3 to 5 inches. Northern Wisconsin, from Rhinelander to Crandon to Iron Mountain, could see over 3 feet of snow. Let me say that again, 3 feet. That is a shutdown storm. Schools will be closed Monday. Many will likely be closed Tuesday as well. Roads will be impassable. Power outages are going to be widespread. The snow continues in northern Wisconsin through Monday and does not fully taper until Monday night as the lake-enhanced snow finally winds down. The heaviest period is Sunday morning through Monday morning, a full 24 hours of continuous heavy snow and wind. Now let me hit Michigan because the Upper Peninsula is going to rival Wisconsin for the highest totals. Michigan Upper Peninsula. Snow begins around 2 in the morning Sunday in the western Upper Peninsula. Marquette sees it start around 4 in the morning. Sault Ste. Marie picks it up around 6 in the morning. The lake-enhanced snow kicks in by Sunday afternoon and continues all the way through Monday afternoon. Total accumulations for the Upper Peninsula: Marquette 20 to 30 inches, Ironwood 24 to 36 inches, Houghton 20 to 28 inches, Iron Mountain 24 to 36 inches, Sault Ste. Marie 12 to 18 inches, Escanaba 14 to 20 inches. Some localized areas could approach 40 to even 50 inches of total snow when you factor in the lake-enhanced component. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan could see the highest snowfall totals from this entire storm. Michigan Lower Peninsula. This is where things get more complicated because you are right on the boundary between the snow and the severe weather. Northern Lower Michigan, places like Gaylord, Traverse City, Petoskey, will see significant snow. Gaylord 8 to 14 inches. Traverse City 6 to 10 inches. Petoskey 6 to 10 inches. There is also a threat for a narrow band of freezing rain in northern Michigan, especially around the Gaylord area, which could create dangerous ice accumulations on top of the snow. Further south, Detroit stays mostly rain with this system. Detroit might pick up 1 to 3 inches of wet snow on the back end as the cold air rushes in Sunday night into Monday. Lansing 2 to 4 inches, Grand Rapids 3 to 6 inches, Kalamazoo 2 to 4 inches, Flint 2 to 4 inches, Saginaw 3 to 6 inches, Ann Arbor 1 to 3 inches. Now Chicago. I know a lot of you are asking about Chicago. Chicago is going to be mostly rain with this system. The warm air surging north keeps Chicago on the warm side of the storm. However, on the backside, as the cold front blasts through Sunday night, Chicago could pick up 2 to 4 inches of snow. The bigger concern for Chicago is the wind. Wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour will accompany the cold front passage. Combined with the rapid temperature drop from the 50s into the teens within a matter of hours, any wet surfaces will freeze almost instantly, and we have just hit the 5-minute mark. So let me deliver on my promise. The one city that could see the most extreme conditions from this entire event is not Minneapolis. It is not even in Wisconsin. It is Ironwood, Michigan, sitting right on the Wisconsin border in the western Upper Peninsula. Ironwood is positioned perfectly to receive both the synoptic heavy snow from the main storm system and the lake-enhanced snow from Lake Superior. Models are showing potential accumulations approaching 40 inches, with some runs pushing even higher. Winds of 50 miles per hour on top of that. Ironwood could be looking at snowdrifts over 6 feet tall. This is a historic storm for that community. All right, do not go anywhere because we still have the severe weather outbreak and the historic heat wave to cover. And what I am about to show you about the severe weather threat on the East Coast is something that almost never happens. Stay with me. Let me now move into Iowa, because Iowa sits right on that critical boundary between the heavy snow to the north and the severe weather to the south. Iowa. Des Moines is going to be one of the most interesting cities to watch with this storm. Snow begins in northwest Iowa Saturday night around 10. Sioux City sees the heaviest snow, 8 to 12 inches. Spencer, 8 to 12 inches. Fort Dodge, 6 to 10 inches. Waterloo, 4 to 8 inches. Cedar Rapids, 3 to 5 inches. Des Moines sits right on the edge. The northern suburbs could see 6 to 8 inches, while the southern suburbs only get 3 to 4 inches. The snow line will be incredibly sharp. Iowa City, 2 to 4 inches. Dubuque, 6 to 10 inches. Mason City, 8 to 12 inches. Ames, 5 to 8 inches. The critical timeline for Des Moines is Sunday morning through Sunday evening. The heaviest snow falls between 8 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon Sunday. But the bigger concern for Des Moines is the wind. Intermittent blizzard conditions are possible even with lower snow totals because winds will gust to 45 to 55 miles per hour. Visibility will drop to near zero during the heaviest snow bands. Nebraska. Omaha is under a winter storm watch. Snow begins Saturday night around midnight. Norfolk gets it first around 9 at night Saturday. Lincoln picks it up around 1 in the morning Sunday. Total accumulations for Omaha 4 to 8 inches. Lincoln 4 to 7 inches. Norfolk 6 to 10 inches. Grand Island 4 to 7 inches. Scottsbluff 2 to 4 inches. North Platte 3 to 5 inches. Kearney 4 to 7 inches. The heaviest snow for Nebraska falls Sunday morning through Sunday afternoon. Winds of 35 to 45 miles per hour will cause blowing and drifting. Interstate 80 is going to have major problems from Saturday night through Monday morning across Nebraska and Iowa. If you have to travel cross-country this weekend, Interstate 70 should be okay. Anything north of Interstate 80 is going to have serious issues. Now let us talk about the severe weather side of this storm, because this is where things take a dramatic and dangerous turn. And honestly, this is the part of the forecast that has me most concerned, especially for the East Coast. Do not skip this section because what is coming Monday could be historic for some of you. The severe weather unfolds in two distinct phases. Phase 1 hits Sunday, targeting the Ohio Valley and the mid-Mississippi Valley. Phase 2 hits Monday, and it targets the East Coast from Washington, D.C. down to the Carolinas. Let me walk you through both. Phase 1. Sunday, severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk, that is level 3 out of 5, for severe weather on Sunday. The enhanced risk area covers northeast Louisiana up through Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri. A slight risk, level 2 out of 5, extends even further and reaches all the way to Chicago and into southern Michigan. Here's the timeline. A powerful cold front will begin pushing eastward out of Arkansas and eastern Texas Sunday afternoon around 1 to 2 in the afternoon Central Time. A squall line will rapidly develop along this front. By 3 in the afternoon, severe thunderstorms will be firing from Little Rock to Memphis to Jonesboro. By 5 in the afternoon, the line extends from Paducah, Kentucky, down through Jackson, Tennessee, and into northern Mississippi. By 7 in the evening, the squall line is crashing through Nashville, Louisville, Evansville, and into southern Indiana and southern Illinois. The primary threat is widespread destructive straight-line winds. We are talking about wind gusts of 60 to 80 miles per hour along the squall line. Every city in the path of this line is going to experience damaging winds. You are not going to get missed if you are in the enhanced risk area. Trees will come down. Power lines will come down. Millions of people could lose power, and it is happening during the evening and nighttime hours, which makes it even more dangerous because people are less alert. Here is the city-by-city timeline for Sunday severe weather. Little Rock, Arkansas. Storms arrive between 1 and 3 in the afternoon. Memphis, Tennessee. Storms arrive between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. Jackson, Mississippi. Storms arrive between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. Nashville, Tennessee. Storms arrive between 6 and 8 in the evening. Louisville, Kentucky. Storms arrive between 7 and 9 in the evening. Evansville, Indiana. Storms arrive between 6 and 8 in the evening. Indianapolis, Indiana. Storms arrive between 8 and 10 in the evening. Clarksville, Tennessee. Storms arrive between 6 and 8 in the evening. Bowling Green, Kentucky. Storms arrive between 7 and 9 in the evening. Paducah, Kentucky. Storms arrive between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. Springfield, Missouri. Storms arrive between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. St. Louis, Missouri, storms arrive between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. Cape Girardeau, Missouri, storms arrive between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. Huntsville, Alabama, storms arrive between 5 and 7 in the evening. Birmingham, Alabama, storms arrive between 6 and 8 in the evening. Tupelo, Mississippi, storms arrive between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. There is also a tornado threat with this system. Here is what concerns me. In front of the main squall line, there is a window where individual supercell thunderstorms could develop. If that happens, and several models are showing this possibility, those supercells would have enormous wind shear to work with, which means tornadoes become a real threat. This is not a guaranteed tornado outbreak. The models are not showing the same intensity that we saw with the Illinois and Indiana tornadoes from last week, but the potential is there, and it only takes one tornado to change lives. Now, here is the part that I really need you to pay attention to, especially if you live on the East Coast. Do not miss this section. Phase 2, Monday, severe weather, the East Coast. This is the rare one. This is the one that has meteorologists genuinely concerned. The Storm Prediction Center has already issued a rare day 4 outlook with a 30% probability area. Let me explain why that is such a big deal. Normally, the Storm Prediction Center issues their detailed outlooks for days 1 through 3. That is where you get the classic marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, and high-risk categories. For days 4 through 8, they usually keep things pretty general because there is so much uncertainty that far out. But when they have high confidence in a significant severe weather event, they issue these special probability outlooks. Getting a 15% probability area on day 4 is rare. Getting a 30% probability area on day 4 is extremely rare. And we have a 30% area covering eastern North Carolina, eastern South Carolina, eastern Virginia, and the Washington, D.C. metro area. Let me say that again. Washington, D.C., Raleigh, Wilmington, Fayetteville, Richmond, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, all under a 30% severe weather probability for Monday. This does not happen on the East Coast. I cannot tell you the last time I have seen a setup this favorable for severe weather in this part of the country. Here is why Monday is going to be so dangerous for the East Coast. Overnight Sunday into Monday, the squall line that moved through the Ohio Valley loses some of its punch. The thunderstorm fuel, what meteorologists call convective available potential energy, drops overnight as the sun goes down. But here is the twist. As we get into Monday morning, the sun comes back up and starts heating the atmosphere again. At the same time, an absolutely insane amount of moisture is surging northward along the coast. We are talking about dew points in the mid-60s all the way up into Pennsylvania and New Jersey. In the Carolinas, dew points could approach 70 degrees. That is tropical level moisture. In March, when that moisture combines with the incredible wind shear from the jet stream overhead and the sharp cold front approaching from the west, the atmosphere over the East Coast on Monday afternoon becomes explosively unstable. Here is the Monday timeline for the East Coast. Monday morning, 7 to 8 in the morning Eastern Time, storms are already developing offshore and moving onshore into South Carolina and southern North Carolina. These early storms could be supercells, individual rotating thunderstorms, and they are the ones most likely to produce tornadoes. Monday late morning, 10 to 11 in the morning, the storm activity intensifies across eastern North Carolina. Raleigh begins seeing severe thunderstorms. Fayetteville is in the thick of it. Wilmington is getting hammered. Monday early afternoon, 12 to 2 in the afternoon. The severe weather is in full swing from Virginia Beach up through the Chesapeake Bay region. Richmond is seeing dangerous thunderstorms. The corridor from Raleigh to Norfolk to Virginia Beach is under tornado warnings. Monday mid-afternoon, 2 to 4 in the afternoon, the severe weather reaches the Washington, D.C. metro area, Baltimore, and into Delaware. This is likely the peak of the event for the heavily populated Interstate 95 corridor. Monday, late afternoon and evening, 4 to 7 in the evening. The severe weather continues pushing northeast through Philadelphia into New Jersey and possibly reaching New York City as a weakening but still potent squall line. City-by-city breakdown for Monday. Charleston, South Carolina. Storms from 8 in the morning to noon. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Storms from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Wilmington, North Carolina. Storms from 9 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Fayetteville, North Carolina. Storms from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Raleigh, North Carolina. Storms from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Jacksonville, North Carolina. Storms from 10 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Greenville, North Carolina. Storms from 10 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Virginia Beach, Virginia. Storms from noon to 3 in the afternoon. Norfolk, Virginia. Storms from noon to 3 in the afternoon. Richmond, Virginia. Storms from noon to 3 in the afternoon. Fredericksburg, Virginia. Storms from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. Washington, D.C. Storms from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. Baltimore, Maryland. Storms from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. Annapolis, Maryland. Storms from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. Dover, Delaware. Storms from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Salisbury, Maryland. Storms from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Storms from 4 to 6 in the evening. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Storms from 4 to 6 in the evening. Trenton, New Jersey. Storms from 4 to 6 in the evening. New York City. Storms from 5 to 7 in the evening. Weaker but still gusty. Hartford, Connecticut. Storms from 6 to 8 in the evening. Mostly wind. The specific threat on the East Coast. There is a pattern that meteorologists call a string of pearls setup. Individual supercell thunderstorms move onshore from the Atlantic into the Carolinas. As these storms come onshore, they interact with the increased friction from the land surface, and that friction can actually enhance the rotation in the storms. This means storms that are already rotating over the ocean could become even more dangerous as they make landfall. It is a classic coastal tornado setup. The greatest tornado risk on Monday is from about Myrtle Beach up through Raleigh and into the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. However, damaging straight-line winds will be widespread from South Carolina all the way up to the New York metro area. Another round of severe storms is also possible through Georgia, South Carolina, and into Florida on Monday. Jacksonville, Savannah, Augusta all could see strong thunderstorms. Now I need to cover what happens after the severe weather passes because the temperature crash behind this system is going to be absolutely stunning. The cold air that has been building up behind the storm system comes pouring south and east starting Monday night. Here is what temperatures look like Tuesday morning across the eastern United States. International Falls, Minnesota, 7 degrees below zero. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 1 degree below zero. Duluth, Minnesota, 3 degrees below zero. Fargo, North Dakota, 5 degrees below zero. Green Bay, Wisconsin, 5 degrees above zero. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 8 degrees above zero. Madison, Wisconsin, 6 degrees above zero. Chicago, Illinois, 12 degrees above zero. Detroit, Michigan, 15 degrees above zero. Around 20 degrees. Indianapolis, Indiana, 18 degrees above zero. Columbus, Ohio, 20 degrees. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 22 degrees. Cleveland, Ohio, 18 degrees. Buffalo, New York, 16 degrees. Syracuse, New York, 14 degrees. Albany, New York, 16 degrees. Burlington, Vermont, 12 degrees. Portland, Maine, 14 degrees. Boston, Massachusetts, 22 degrees. New York City, 26 degrees. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 24 degrees. Washington, D.C., 26 degrees. Baltimore, Maryland, 24 degrees. Richmond, Virginia, 24 degrees. Raleigh, North Carolina, 26 degrees. Charlotte, North Carolina, 24 degrees. Atlanta, Georgia, 28 degrees, back into the 20s. Nashville, Tennessee, 22 degrees. Louisville, Kentucky, 20 degrees. Memphis, Tennessee, 26 degrees. Jacksonville, Florida, 43 degrees. Orlando, Florida, 48 degrees. Tampa, Florida, 50 degrees. Miami, Florida, 62 degrees. These temperatures are 15 to 25 degrees below normal for mid-March. After having spring-like warmth earlier in the week, this cold shock is going to be a rude awakening. And I want to make sure I do not leave out New England because you folks are going to feel this cold in a big way. Let me run through the New England cities. Hartford, Connecticut. Monday high near 45 degrees with gusty winds and possible thunderstorms. By Tuesday morning down to 20 degrees. Wednesday high only 32 degrees. That is brutal. Providence, Rhode Island. Monday near 50 degrees. Thunderstorms possible Monday evening as the squall line pushes through. Tuesday morning low 22 degrees. Wednesday high 34 degrees. Springfield, Massachusetts. Monday near 48 degrees. Rain turning to snow showers overnight Monday. Tuesday morning low 18 degrees. Possible coating to 2 inches of snow. Wednesday high 30 degrees. Worcester, Massachusetts. Monday near 45 degrees. Snow showers possible Monday night into Tuesday morning. 2 to 4 inches possible in the higher terrain west of the city. Tuesday morning, low 16 degrees, wind chills in the single digits. Concord, New Hampshire, Monday near 42 degrees. Snow showers Monday night, 2 to 3 inches possible. Tuesday morning, low 14 degrees. Wednesday, high 28 degrees. Manchester, New Hampshire, similar to Concord. Monday near 44 degrees, light snow Monday night. Tuesday morning, low 16 degrees. Burlington, Vermont, Monday near 40 degrees. Snow showers Monday night into Tuesday. 3 to 5 inches possible, especially in the Green Mountains. Tuesday morning, low 12 degrees. Wind chills below zero in exposed areas. Bangor, Maine. Monday, near 38 degrees. Snow develops Monday afternoon and continues into Tuesday morning. 4 to 6 inches possible. Tuesday morning, low 10 degrees. Wednesday, high 24 degrees. Portland, Maine. Monday, near 40 degrees. Rain mixing with snow. Monday evening, changing to all snow overnight, 2 to 4 inches possible. Tuesday morning, low 14 degrees, Augusta, Maine. Monday near 38 degrees, snow Monday night, 3 to 5 inches. Tuesday morning, low 12 degrees. Now here is something that a lot of people on the East Coast are going to notice. Sunday is going to feel like a completely different season than Tuesday. On Sunday, before the cold front arrives, temperatures along the Interstate 95 corridor from Washington, D.C. to Boston will surge into the 60s. Some spots in the mid-Atlantic could approach 70 degrees. People will be outside in short sleeves enjoying what feels like a beautiful spring day. And then within 48 hours, those same cities will be dealing with temperatures in the 20s with wind chills in the teens. That is a 40 to 50 degree temperature swing in less than 2 days. Your body will feel it. Your plants will feel it. Your pipes could feel it if you are not careful. Speaking of which, let me talk about the wind chill factor because the raw temperatures only tell part of the story. When you combine the sub-freezing temperatures Tuesday morning with the sustained north winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour that will be lingering behind the cold front, wind chills across the eastern United States are going to be dangerously low. Wind chill values Tuesday morning. International Falls, Minnesota, negative 25 degrees. Minneapolis, Minnesota, negative 15 degrees. Duluth, Minnesota, negative 20 degrees. Fargo, North Dakota, negative 20 degrees. Green Bay, Wisconsin, negative 10 degrees. Chicago, Illinois, negative 2 degrees. Detroit, Michigan, 2 degrees. Cleveland, Ohio, 5 degrees. Buffalo, New York, 0 degrees. Syracuse, New York, negative 2 degrees. Albany, New York, 2 degrees. Burlington, Vermont, negative 5 degrees. Portland, Maine, 0 degrees. Boston, Massachusetts, 10 degrees. New York City, 12 degrees. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 10 degrees. Washington, D.C., 14 degrees. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 8 degrees. Charleston, West Virginia, 12 degrees. These wind chill values are dangerous. Exposed skin can get frostbite in as little as 30 minutes at wind chills below negative 15 degrees. Anyone in the upper Midwest needs to take this seriously, especially if you lose power during the blizzard and your home starts losing heat. This is a life-threatening combination of heavy snow, high winds, and extreme cold. I also want to mention something specifically for farmers and ranchers across the Great Plains and the Midwest. This storm is going to be devastating for any livestock that is not properly sheltered. The combination of heavy wet snow and high winds creates a deadly situation for cattle and other animals in open pastures. If you have livestock, get them into sheltered areas before Saturday night. The wind chill combined with wet conditions can be fatal for animals in a matter of hours. Additionally, the rapid swing from record warmth to bitter cold across the southern plains is going to stress crops and pastures that have already started greening up. Winter wheat across Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas could take a significant hit from the freeze Tuesday morning. Early blooming fruit trees in the southeast could also suffer damage. For pet owners across the affected areas, please bring your animals inside during the worst of the storm. If you are in the blizzard zone, your pets should not be outside for more than a few minutes at a time from Saturday night through Monday. If you are in the cold snap zone across the east, Tuesday morning is the time to keep outdoor exposure minimal for any animals. Any flowering plants or early blooming trees are going to take a hit. Make sure you bring in any sensitive outdoor plants and protect exposed pipes. Now here is where the story takes yet another incredible turn. While the eastern half of the country is plunging into this deep freeze, the western half is about to experience something that has literally never happened before in recorded weather history for the month of March. Let me take you to the Southwest and the historic heat wave. This is not normal warmth. This is not a little early taste of spring. This is a potentially record-shattering, dangerous midsummer heat wave arriving before the spring equinox has even occurred. The spring equinox this year falls on March 20th. We are talking about temperatures that belong in late June or July showing up in the middle of March. The level of heat we are about to discuss is, and I do not use this word lightly, unprecedented for this time of year. Here is why it is happening. That massive ridge of high pressure I described earlier is parking itself right over the desert Southwest. As the ridge builds, it traps sinking air underneath it. That sinking air compresses and heats up as it descends. Combined with the already strong March sun angle and bone-dry desert air, temperatures are going to skyrocket to levels that are 40 to 45 degrees above normal. Let me walk you through the heat wave timeline and city-by-city forecast. Saturday and Sunday, March 14th and 15th, the heat is already building. Phoenix, Arizona, 92 degrees Saturday, 95 Sunday. Tucson, Arizona, 90 degrees Saturday, 93 Sunday. Las Vegas, Nevada, 88 degrees Saturday, 92 Sunday. Palm Springs, California, 94 degrees Saturday, 97 Sunday. Los Angeles, California, 85 degrees Saturday, 88 Sunday. San Diego, California, 80 degrees Saturday, 83 Sunday. Yuma, Arizona, 95 degrees Saturday, 98 Sunday. Already well above normal, but this is just the warm-up. The real heat arrives Monday. Monday, March 16th, Phoenix, 98 degrees, Tucson, 95 degrees, Las Vegas, 95 degrees, Los Angeles, 92 degrees, Palm Springs, 101 degrees, Yuma, 100 degrees, Sacramento, 85 degrees, Bakersfield, 90 degrees, Fresno, 88 degrees, San Bernardino, 95 degrees, Riverside, 94 degrees, Needles, California, 102 degrees, Death Valley, 105 degrees, Laughlin, Nevada, 98 degrees, Kingman, Arizona, 90 degrees. Flagstaff, Arizona, 75 degrees. Prescott, Arizona, 82 degrees. Lake Havasu City, Arizona, 100 degrees. Bullhead City, Arizona, 98 degrees. St. George, Utah, 88 degrees. Cedar City, Utah, 75 degrees. Salt Lake City, Utah, 72 degrees. Albuquerque, New Mexico, 82 degrees. El Paso, Texas, 90 degrees. Midland, Texas, 92 degrees. Lubbock, Texas, 90 degrees. Amarillo, Texas, 88 degrees. Denver, Colorado, 75 degrees. Boise, Idaho, 68 degrees. Portland, Oregon, 65 degrees. Seattle, Washington, 60 degrees. Reno, Nevada, 75 degrees. These numbers are already record territory for many of these cities. But wait. Tuesday is when the heat really starts to become dangerous. Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day itself. Phoenix, 102 degrees. Let me say that again. 102 degrees in Phoenix on St. Patrick's Day. Tucson, 98 degrees. Las Vegas, 98 degrees. Los Angeles, 95 degrees. Palm Springs, 105 degrees. Yuma, 104 degrees. Death Valley, 108 degrees. Needles, 105 degrees. Sacramento, 88 degrees. Bakersfield, 93 degrees. Fresno, 91 degrees. San Bernardino, 98 degrees. Riverside, 97 degrees. Laughlin, 101 degrees. Lake Havasu City, 103 degrees. Bullhead City, 101 degrees. Kingman, 93 degrees. Prescott, 85 degrees. Flagstaff, 78 degrees. St. George, 92 degrees. Salt Lake City, 75 degrees. Albuquerque, 85 degrees. El Paso, 93 degrees. Midland, 95 degrees. Lubbock, 93 degrees. Amarillo, 91 degrees. Denver, 78 degrees. Reno, 78 degrees. Boise, 72 degrees. Redding, California, 85 degrees. 102 degrees in Phoenix on March 17th has never happened before. Phoenix has never recorded a 100-degree day this early in the year. This would smash the previous record for the earliest 100-degree day, and it gets even hotter. Wednesday, March 18th. Phoenix, 102 degrees, possibly 103. This alone sets an all-time March record. Tucson, 100 degrees. Las Vegas, 99 degrees. Los Angeles, 98 degrees, approaching the all-time March record. Palm Springs, 107 degrees. Yuma, 106 degrees. Death Valley, 110 degrees. Needles, 107 degrees. Sacramento, 90 degrees. Bakersfield, 95 degrees. Fresno, 93 degrees. San Bernardino, 100 degrees. Riverside, 99 degrees. Laughlin, 103 degrees. Lake Havasu City, 105 degrees. Bullhead City, 103 degrees. St. George, 93 degrees. Salt Lake City, 77 degrees. Albuquerque, 87 degrees. El Paso, 95 degrees. Amarillo, 93 degrees. Reno, 80 degrees. Boise, 74 degrees. Thursday, March 19th. This is the peak of the heat wave. This is the day that records are going to fall like dominoes across the entire Southwest. Phoenix, Arizona, 105 degrees, 105 in March. That is 45 degrees above the average high for this date. That is a reading you would see in mid-July. Phoenix, 105 degrees on March 19th. Tucson, 101 degrees. Las Vegas, 100 degrees. Las Vegas hits triple digits in March. That has almost never happened. Los Angeles, 100 degrees. 100 degrees in Los Angeles in March. The all-time March record for Los Angeles is 99 degrees. We could shatter that. Palm Springs, 108 degrees. Yuma, 106 degrees. Death Valley, 112 degrees. Needles, 108 degrees. Sacramento, 91 degrees. Bakersfield, 97 degrees. Fresno, 95 degrees. San Bernardino, 102 degrees. Riverside, 101 degrees. Tonopah, Nevada, 85 degrees. That is absolutely unheard of for March in Tonopah. Salt Lake City, 79 degrees. Albuquerque, 88 degrees. El Paso, 96 degrees. Midland, Texas, 97 degrees. Lubbock, 95 degrees. Amarillo, 96 degrees. The all-time March record for Amarillo is 96 degrees. We could tie or break that. Denver, 80 degrees. Boise, 75 degrees. Reno, 82 degrees. Redding, 87 degrees. Medford, Oregon, 78 degrees. Santa Barbara, California, 90 degrees. San Jose, California, 88 degrees. San Francisco, California, 80 degrees. Oakland, California, 82 degrees. An extreme heat watch has been issued for the desert Southwest starting Thursday and continuing through Sunday. Temperatures of 103 to 108 degrees are expected across the region. An extreme heat watch has also been issued for Southern California with 85 degrees near the coast and 105 degrees inland. Here is what makes this heat wave particularly dangerous. Number one, it is early in the season. People's bodies have not acclimated to heat yet. Even 100 degrees feels much more dangerous in March than it does in July because your body has not had months of gradually warming temperatures to adjust. Number two, many homes in the Southwest might not have their air conditioning units fully serviced or ready for summer yet. Number three, elderly people, young children, and people with chronic health conditions are especially vulnerable to heat that arrives this early and this intensely. Number four, if you are attending spring training baseball games in Arizona or spending time outdoors anywhere in the Southwest, you must hydrate aggressively and take frequent shade breaks. This is going to feel like mid-July heat, and you need to treat it that way. If you know elderly neighbors or family members in the Southwest, especially in Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, or the inland valleys of California, please check on them. Make sure they have working air conditioning. Make sure they are drinking water. Heat-related illness can come on fast, especially when people are not expecting temperatures this high. Now let us circle back and cover some of the regions and cities that fall in between the three main events: the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic Transition Zone. This area is going to experience the full spectrum of this storm system. Let me walk through it. Cincinnati, Ohio. Sunday starts warm, near 60 degrees. Rain arrives by Sunday afternoon. Thunderstorms, some severe with damaging winds, move through Sunday evening between 7 and 10 at night. The cold front blasts through overnight. By Monday morning, temperatures crash into the 30s. Monday afternoon, high only around 38 degrees. That is a 30-degree temperature swing in 24 hours. Columbus, Ohio. Similar timeline. Rain and thunderstorms. Sunday evening, cold front passage overnight. Monday high near 36 degrees. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Rain Sunday, turning to mixed precipitation Sunday night as the cold air rushes in. A coating to 2 inches of snow possible Monday morning. High on Monday, only 32 degrees, Charleston, West Virginia. Thunderstorms Sunday evening. Temperatures crash Monday morning. High Monday, near 35 degrees, Lexington, Kentucky. Severe thunderstorms likely Sunday evening between 6 and 9. Damaging winds the primary threat. Temperatures plummet behind the front. Knoxville, Tennessee. Thunderstorm Sunday evening, temperature drop into the 20s by Tuesday morning, Asheville, North Carolina. Thunderstorms Sunday evening, possibly some snow showers Monday morning as cold air pours over the mountains. High Monday near 38 degrees, Charlotte, North Carolina. Thunderstorms Sunday night into Monday morning. High Monday near 45 degrees, dropping into the 20s by Tuesday morning, the Southern Plains and Texas. This region is going to see its own wild ride. And for those of you in the Southeast, I want to make sure I cover your cities thoroughly because the temperature roller coaster you are about to experience is going to be one of the wildest of the year. Let me start with the Southeast before moving to Texas, Savannah, Georgia. Sunday high near 75 degrees, beautiful weather. Monday morning, thunderstorms move through between 8 and 11 in the morning. Some could be severe with gusty winds. Monday high 60 degrees. Tuesday morning, low 32 degrees. That is a 43-degree drop from Sunday's high. Wednesday high 50 degrees. Thursday climbing back to 62 degrees. Augusta, Georgia. Sunday high 72 degrees. Thunderstorms Monday morning. Monday high 58 degrees. Tuesday morning low 28 degrees. A hard freeze is possible. Wednesday high 48 degrees. Columbia, South Carolina. Sunday high 74 degrees. Severe thunderstorms. Monday between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Damaging winds and possible tornadoes. Monday high 62 degrees before crashing behind the front. Tuesday morning low 26 degrees. Wednesday high 48 degrees. Greenville, South Carolina. Sunday high 70 degrees. Thunderstorms Monday. Monday high 55 degrees. Tuesday morning low 24 degrees. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Sunday high 68 degrees. Thunderstorms Sunday evening between 7 and 10. Some could be severe. Monday high 45 degrees. Tuesday morning low 22 degrees. Montgomery, Alabama. Sunday high 75 degrees. Thunderstorms Monday morning. Monday high 60 degrees. Tuesday morning low 30 degrees, Mobile, Alabama. Sunday high 78 degrees, thunderstorms Monday. Monday high 62 degrees. Tuesday morning low 36 degrees, Jackson, Mississippi. Severe thunderstorms Sunday afternoon between 3 and 6, damaging winds likely. Monday high 52 degrees. Tuesday morning low 28 degrees. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Thunderstorms Sunday afternoon. Monday high 58 degrees. Tuesday morning low 32 degrees. New Orleans, Louisiana. Thunderstorms Sunday evening. Monday high 60 degrees. Tuesday morning low 38 degrees. Still relatively mild by comparison, but a noticeable chill. Tallahassee, Florida. Thunderstorms Monday morning. Monday high 65 degrees. Tuesday morning low 30 degrees. A freeze warning may be needed for the Florida Panhandle Tuesday morning. Pensacola, Florida. Thunderstorms Monday. Monday high 62 degrees. Tuesday morning low 34 degrees. Gainesville, Florida. Monday high 68 degrees. Tuesday morning low 36 degrees. For everybody in the Southeast, the bottom line is this. Enjoy Sunday because it is going to be the nicest day of the week. Monday is transition day with storms and falling temperatures. Tuesday is the cold shock. And then temperatures begin recovering by Wednesday and Thursday. Now let me cover Texas because Texas always has its own story. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Highs near 90 degrees on Sunday. Yes, 90 in March. Thunderstorms arrive Sunday night into Monday morning. Temperatures crash into the 40s by Monday evening. High Monday only around 55 degrees. That is a 35-degree drop. Then by Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures rocket back up into the mid-90s. San Antonio, Texas. Similar pattern. Near 90 Sunday. Cold front Monday. Then heat returns by midweek. Austin, Texas. 88 degrees Sunday. Thunderstorms Monday morning. Cool down to the 50s. Then right back into the 90s by Thursday. Houston, Texas. 83 degrees Sunday. Rain and thunderstorms Monday. High Monday near 65 degrees. Then warming back up quickly, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 80 degrees Saturday. The cold front arrives Sunday morning with high winds. High Sunday only 55 degrees. Monday high 42 degrees. But by Thursday, temperatures rocket back into the 80s. Wichita, Kansas, near 80 degrees Saturday, cold front Sunday. Temperatures drop into the 30s by Monday, but by Thursday, we are looking at 90 degrees. That is a 60-degree swing in 4 days. Amarillo, Texas. This one is remarkable. Sunday high near 70 degrees. Monday, the cold front drops temperatures into the 30s. But by Thursday, Amarillo is looking at 96 degrees, which would tie the all-time March record. A 60-degree swing from Monday to Thursday. McAllen, Texas. 100 degrees Sunday. That is right, triple digits in McAllen in March. Then a brief cool down before the heat surges right back. The Northwest. The Pacific Northwest has its own story with this pattern. Portland, Oregon. A flood watch is posted through Sunday due to ongoing rainfall. The Cascades are getting hammered with snow, up to a foot at higher elevations. Portland sees temperatures in the 40s and 50s through the weekend, then a significant warm-up into the 60s and 70s by Monday and Tuesday as that western ridge builds northward. Seattle, Washington, 40s and 50s through the weekend. Warm-up coming early next week. Spokane, Washington, 2 inches of wet snow possible through Saturday. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s through the weekend. Boise, Idaho, 40s and 50s through the weekend. Significant warm-up into the 70s by midweek. The Olympic Mountains and Cascades are under winter storm warnings with heavy snowfall above 2,000 feet. Montana. After the initial snow Saturday into Sunday, Montana sees clearing conditions by Monday with a big warm-up by midweek. Alaska, very quiet compared to the lower 48, just cold. Fairbanks at -3 degrees, Anchorage at 8 degrees, winter weather advisories around Ketchikan for snow showers, wind advisories around Skagway. Juneau looking at upper 20s with scattered snow showers through the weekend. Nome is sitting at 5 degrees with light winds, Kodiak near 30 degrees with rain showers. Overall, Alaska is having one of its quieter weeks while the rest of the country goes haywire. Hawaii. For those of you lucky enough to be in the Aloha State, you are completely removed from all of this chaos. Honolulu will see highs near 82 degrees through the weekend with scattered trade wind showers. Maui around 80 degrees. Kona side of the Big Island near 85 degrees with sunny skies, light trade winds, beautiful weather. If you are planning a trip to escape the mainland madness, Hawaii is the place to be this week. Now let me put this entire event into historical context because I think it helps to understand just how remarkable this weather pattern is. On the same day, we are going to have a blizzard dropping 2 to 3 feet of snow in Wisconsin while Phoenix hits 102 degrees. That temperature difference between the two locations is over 100 degrees on the same day in March. Think about that for a moment. Over 100 degrees of temperature difference between two cities in the same country on the same day. That is the kind of extreme contrast that makes meteorologists take notice. The last time the upper Midwest saw a blizzard of this magnitude in mid-March was the famous St. Patrick's Day blizzard of 2023 that hit the Dakotas and Minnesota, but the snow totals being projected for this storm could actually exceed that event in northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And we have never seen a heat wave this intense in the Southwest this early in the season, not in the modern record-keeping era. So we are potentially watching history being made on multiple fronts simultaneously. For anyone who has travel plans this weekend, let me give you a clear travel guidance summary. Airports that are likely to see major delays or cancellations Saturday night through Monday. Minneapolis, St. Paul International Airport. Expect flight cancellations starting Saturday evening through Monday morning. If you have a flight, rebook now. Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. Delays and cancellations likely Sunday and Monday. Green Bay Austin Straubing International Airport. Expect closures Sunday. Madison-Dane County Regional Airport. Significant delays Sunday. Detroit Metro Wayne County Airport. Delays possible Sunday evening into Monday. Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Delays likely Sunday evening due to wind and the squall line. Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Delays Monday morning from severe weather. Raleigh Durham International Airport. Delays and possible ground stops Monday due to severe thunderstorms. Reagan National and Dulles Airports in Washington, D.C. Delays Monday afternoon from severe weather. Philadelphia International Airport. Delays possible Monday afternoon and evening. If you are driving, here is the simple rule. Do not drive north of Interstate 80 from Saturday night through Monday. Interstate 90, Interstate 94, and all state highways in the blizzard zone will be impassable at times. Interstate 70 is your best bet for cross-country travel this weekend. If you are driving in the southeast on Monday, be aware that severe thunderstorms could create sudden dangerous driving conditions with heavy rain and high winds. Let me pause here and give you a quick summary of the 3 biggest takeaways from this forecast. Number 1. If you are in the upper Midwest from the Dakotas through Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you are looking at the biggest snowstorm of the year. 15 to 30 inches for most, potentially over 40 inches in northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. This is a life safety event. Do not drive Saturday night, Sunday, or Monday. Number 2. If you are on the East Coast, especially from Myrtle Beach to Washington, D.C., Monday afternoon is going to be dangerous. Tornadoes are possible. Damaging winds are likely. Make sure you have a way to receive weather alerts on your phone Monday. Number 3. If you are in the desert Southwest, you are about to experience temperatures that have never been recorded in March. Stay hydrated. Check on elderly neighbors. Treat this like a summer heat wave because that is exactly what it is going to feel like. Now, I want to talk about what comes after all of this because the weather pattern beyond this weekend tells an important story about what the rest of March is going to look like. After the storm system moves through, we are going to see a rapid recovery in the middle of the country by midweek. That ridge of high pressure that is baking the Southwest is going to expand northward and eastward. By Wednesday and Thursday of next week, temperatures in the Central Plains are going to rocket back up. We already talked about Amarillo potentially hitting 96 degrees Thursday. Kansas City could be near 90 degrees. Dallas back in the mid-90s. Even into the Midwest, we will see a significant warm-up by late next week. But here is the thing. There are signs of another storm system coming in from the Pacific around March 21st or 22nd. It is too far out to give specifics, but the pattern suggests we could do this all over again. Another trough digging into the central and eastern United States, another potential storm system, another round of severe weather. This is the pattern we are locked into. The jet stream is amplified. When it is amplified like this, we get extreme swings. Record heat in the west, bitter cold in the east, powerful storms where the 2 air masses collide. And it looks like this pattern is going to persist through at least the end of March. The Climate Prediction Center is still showing La Nina conditions, but a transition to El Nino is expected later this year. That transition could bring different patterns by next winter, but for right now, this amplified jet stream pattern is driving everything we are seeing. Let me give you the extended outlook for a few more cities through the rest of next week. New York City, Monday near 60 degrees with thunderstorms. Tuesday high 34 degrees. Wednesday 38 degrees, Thursday 42 degrees, Friday 48 degrees, a slow warm-up after the cold shock. Boston, Monday near 55 degrees, Tuesday high 30 degrees, Wednesday 34 degrees, Thursday 38 degrees, a brutal drop. Atlanta, Monday near 65 degrees, Tuesday high 42 degrees, Wednesday 48 degrees, Thursday 58 degrees, Friday 65 degrees, a quick rebound, Denver, Saturday 65 degrees, Sunday 50 degrees, Monday 45 degrees, Tuesday 55 degrees, Wednesday 65 degrees, Thursday 75 degrees, Friday 80 degrees. Big warm-up coming for Denver late next week. Phoenix just keeps getting hotter through Thursday. Friday 103 degrees, Saturday 100 degrees. Still dangerously hot through the entire next weekend. San Francisco, 60s through the weekend, 70s by Monday, possibly near 80 by Thursday. Very unusual warmth for the Bay Area. Miami, mid-70s through the weekend, thunderstorms Monday, then back into the upper 70s with normal conditions. Seattle, 50s through the weekend, 60s by Monday, possibly near 70 by Wednesday. Very pleasant stretch for the Pacific Northwest. Now let me cover the flood risk because heavy rain is also part of this story. The strong cold front pushing through the Ohio Valley and the southeast on Sunday will produce significant rainfall. Many areas from Tennessee through Kentucky, West Virginia, and the Carolinas could see 1 to 3 inches of rain in a short period. Flash flooding is possible, especially in the Appalachian Mountain region where the terrain funnels water into valleys. A flood watch is already posted for northwestern Oregon and southwestern Washington, including Portland and Tacoma, due to ongoing rainfall from a separate Pacific system. The combination of heavy rain followed by a rapid freeze Monday night into Tuesday could also create dangerous black ice conditions across a wide area from the Ohio Valley through the mid-Atlantic. Be extremely cautious on the roads Tuesday morning. Let me also talk about power outages because this storm system has the potential to knock out power for millions of people across multiple regions. In the upper Midwest, heavy wet snow combined with 50 to 60 mile-per-hour winds could snap tree branches and bring down power lines. If you are in Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Michigan, charge all your devices now. Make sure you have flashlights, batteries, and warm blankets. Fill up your gas tank before the storm arrives. In the severe weather zones across the Ohio Valley and the East Coast, straight-line winds and possible tornadoes could cause extensive power outages. If you are in the enhanced risk area for Sunday or the high-risk area for Monday, have a battery-powered weather radio or make sure your phone is set to receive wireless emergency alerts. In the southwest heat wave zone, extreme heat can strain the electrical grid, especially when air conditioning demand surges earlier in the year than utilities are expecting. Power outages during extreme heat are particularly dangerous. Have water available and know where your nearest cooling center is located. All right, I have covered the blizzard, the severe weather, the heat wave, the cold snap, the flood risk, and the power outage potential. Let me give you one final comprehensive timeline so you can plan your weekend. Friday night, March 13th. Current system continues causing high winds and power outages across the Ohio Valley. Travel is hazardous from Indiana to New York, Saturday, March 14th. New storm system moves from Montana into the northern plains. Snow begins in the Dakotas by evening. Southwest heat continues building, highs in the 90s in the desert, Saturday night, March 14th. Heavy snow spreads from the Dakotas into Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Blizzard conditions develop across South Dakota and southern Minnesota. Do not travel north of Interstate 80. Sunday, March 15th. The blizzard is in full force from Minnesota through Wisconsin into Michigan. Snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour in the Twin Cities. Severe thunderstorms develop from Arkansas through the Ohio Valley in the afternoon and evening. Enhanced risk of damaging winds and possible tornadoes. Temperatures surge into the 60s and 70s ahead of the cold front across the East Coast. Sunday night, March 15th. The cold front blasts through the Ohio Valley. Temperatures plummet. Snow continues in the upper Midwest. The squall line weakens overnight, but moisture continues streaming north along the East Coast. Monday, March 16th, St. Patrick's Day Eve. The severe weather reloads and hits the East Coast. Supercells and squall line from the Carolinas to Washington, D.C. Possible tornadoes in the Carolinas. Temperatures crash across the central United States. The southwest heat wave intensifies with widespread triple digits. Monday night, March 16th. Bitter cold air surges into the eastern United States. Snow wraps up in the upper Midwest. Severe weather pushes off the East Coast by late evening. Tuesday, March 17th. St. Patrick's Day. Bitter cold grips everything east of the Rockies. Record heat continues in the southwest. Phoenix hits 102 degrees. Many cities see their coldest St. Patrick's Day in years, while Phoenix sees its hottest. Wednesday through Friday, March 18th through 20th. The heat wave peaks in the southwest. Phoenix could hit 105 degrees Thursday. Recovery begins across the eastern United States with temperatures slowly moderating. Another clipper system brings light snow to the Ohio Valley Tuesday night and Chicago on Friday. All right, that is the complete forecast. Now I need something from you. Drop a comment right now with your city and state. Tell me what part of this storm you are most concerned about. Is it the blizzard, the severe weather, the heat wave, the cold snap? I read every single comment and I respond to as many as I can with specific forecasts for your area. And here is something important. I am going to be releasing an update video as soon as the models update with new data. The Sunday severe weather outlook will be upgraded in the next 12 to 18 hours, and the Monday East Coast outlook is going to be adjusted as well. I already have a strong suspicion that the Monday severe weather risk for the East Coast is going to be upgraded to at least an enhanced risk, possibly even a moderate risk level 4 out of 5. If that happens, it would be historic for that part of the country, so make sure you are following along so you do not miss that critical update. Here is your action plan depending on where you live. If you are in the blizzard zone, Dakotas through Minnesota, Wisconsin, Upper Michigan. Stock up on essentials today. Do not drive Saturday night through Monday. Charge devices. Have a heat source ready in case of power outage. If you are in the Sunday severe weather zone, Ohio Valley and mid-Mississippi Valley, stay weather aware Sunday afternoon through Sunday night. Have a plan to get to an interior room on the lowest floor if a tornado warning is issued. Charge your phone. Have a way to receive alerts. If you are in the Monday severe weather zone, East Coast from Carolinas to D.C. and beyond, Monday is the day to be ready. Know where your safe room is. Keep your phone charged and weather alerts on. This could be a significant severe weather day for the mid-Atlantic if you are in the southwest heat wave zone. Start hydrating now. Check on elderly neighbors and family. Do not leave children or pets in vehicles even for a minute. Treat this like the middle of summer if you are in the cold snap zone, eastern United States. Protect pipes Monday night and Tuesday. Bring in plants. Have warm clothing ready. The temperature swing is going to be dramatic. This storm system is a reminder that weather in America can go from one extreme to the other in a matter of hours. A blizzard in Minnesota and triple-digit heat in Phoenix on the same day. Tornadoes in the Carolinas and below zero wind chills in the Dakotas. That is the power of an amplified jet stream, and that is exactly what we are dealing with this weekend. Stay safe out there, be smart, be prepared, and drop that comment with your location so I can help you get the forecast you need. Now, in the next video, I am going to break down exactly how this pattern shifts into late March. There are signs of another major storm system developing around March 21st that could bring a second round of severe weather to the same areas that are about to get hit this weekend. The models are already hinting at something big. And if the jet stream stays amplified like this, we could be looking at one of the most active late March severe weather periods in years. You are going to want to see that break